funny that we run out, huh? Okay, here we are. Inferno as a first map in this series. Potentially 3 on the board. It's been close in the past. It wasn't so much the last time around, but it's a new year.
2021, kicking it off between FURIA and G2. Let's see if we get more of the same or something fresh in what could be a very explosive best of 3. FURIA to the CT side, obviously, and kscreato going to be taking a little bit of a peek as Art takes a little bit of a fight and bites off more than he can chew. KennyS with the opening kill. Yuurih responding, down banana, gets himself a second, and he's got a player tucked up close. May not be known to G2, but now that they've taken him out of the situation, it is Honda at bat, and he gets no trade frag. 2v2, minute 20, plenty of time to play, but they want this B site with those 2 kills, and the closest rotate, well, of course, that's Vinny. He holds off on the other side of the smoke. Ooh. Down goes Vinny up close. kscreato, all that's left over.
Yeah, that's a he didn't respond to the amount of noise that was going by him, and
There's 3 players.
That smoke came up, and yeah, there was already somebody in front of it. Always tricky to be standing in front of a fading smoke. We all know the name of the game when it comes to that. Yeah, kscreato, tall task.
Nobody's going to give him anything here. Nobody's going to give him the peek that he needs to try and unravel the B site. So we have it right there. G2 Esports picking up the first round of Map 1.
Oh, we got kscreato, no glasses in the photo. We get to spectate him again.
Oh my goodness.
It's like a totally new person.
Who the heck? Is that Yuurih?
I hate when people do that. Either it's put glasses on or take glasses off.
Okay.
It takes me out of my comfort zone completely.
Makes you squeamish.
I'll have to get used to it. Yeah, so... yeah, as for G2, other storylines, I mean, they're all, like, everything's looking good for them. One of the things that I'm looking for this year from G2 is the question of whether or not the team will start to pick up again after having a really, really strong honeymoon tournament at the, I believe it was the Blast Showdown, and then falling off towards the fall final. And a lot of the players on G2 not playing so well. I think niko putting up his end of the bargain, but, you know, Hunter really had a bad couple of events to close out the year compared to the rest of his year, where I thought he was definitely top 10 rifler in my books. But one thing I think improved drastically was their Inferno towards the end of the year, specifically in a match versus Astralis. They didn't win, but it came very close. And I think the quality of the rounds is very high, so I'm looking for a good Inferno today here versus FURIA.
3 players set up to the CT side of banana, and it's niko to take down the first 2. Honda's going to dive back into the site, and he's got a chance here. Does hit 2 deeks, 3 deeks. Honda's got a 4th. Everybody hits the floor, and G2 have been slain.
That was pure glass. Hit him with a VTech peak Honda. How can you not be more nervous, my friend? What a statement round here to kick off the match. Oh, he still got it out.
Come on. Mag 7 in hand. Looking for the ace, and poor Hunter walks right into the crosshair.
Oh!
Shebang!
Damn!
5 frags for Honda.
You're not kidding. How you actually would be too nervous to do that if you were a regular dude. If you were just an average guy, okay? Stuff like this would not be possible. When's the last time we've seen a B hold that good, let it go alone with a deagle?
Bro, that Honda's got VTech.
He was 4 for 5 on shots.
Hit him with the turbo.
And actually aced. You have to be joking. That's something else.
And I absolutely love that stand up from Art. Walks right over.
Yeah, the energy.
What does that mean for a guy like Honda stepping into these what are huge shoes left by Henny?
I think it means the world to Art, you know, to know that his new teammate here is feeling comfortable. I think that's such a big thing.
Wow.
But yo, call a pause, right? Because the adrenaline's flowing. Let that reset for a second. That's after losing a pit. Man, what did we just watch?
KennyS hits him.
We watched that this early, and I mean, yeah. Holy.
KennyS immediately in all chat. Nice start.
Nice start, right? Yeah. Damn. Wow. Wow. You know what I really expected? I expected nervousness. I thought it was going to be like Bits when Bit debuted on Inferno.
Yeah.
When he played off against Astralis, and you could see the cakey spray and stuff, and he looked very nervous. I expected that, because that would be normal.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I guess we're all talking about Honda now.
niko buys a deagle. Everybody from G2 gets a deagle. Like, all right, kid.
Yeah.
They've been inspired. Let's see if they can bounce back from that.
I mean, how long's it been since niko's got a 4K deagle like that?
Dude.
Just saying.
And niko's the guy that obviously took down 2 of those 3 CTs towards that B site. You know how confident G2 are after those first 2 picks, knowing that the 3rd kid is Honda?
Yeah.
And he comes at it with the Mag 7, finds the head of Hunter. Nexa's gonna pick up a deagle kill, so these pistols are working out. And kennyS even gets himself another. niko, close smoke, spotted, and down by Vinny. It is just kennyS left over back at apps.
Yeah, a couple of close moments here, but that either of those kills, one on A1 or B, could have made a huge difference. Opened up one or the other site, so kennyS coming through. We've got a player tucked Moto, and he, if he wanted to, could fly out onto the site and plant the bomb, but it seems like he's thinking he'll get peeked beforehand. Like a pumpkin. Oh man, that was like wow. That was like he just went flying off the bouncy castle, right? Just landed in the grass.
Like, who turned up the gravity? He looks at his feet, accepts his fate.
Yeah.
Arms go out.
Weird. That's great. Just breaks both legs.
Oh man, what have we gotten ourselves into? This is
James Banks said he almost fell off the balcony today.
Oh really?
Yep.
How?
Just he had like his computer boxes outside and then almost tripped on them in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Like 7 a.m. I mean, imagine falling off your balcony is one thing, but imagine falling off your balcony at 7 a.m. If your day couldn't get any worse.
James Banks has really bad luck when it comes to balconies.
Yeah, especially when you're around, Connor. You want to tell him a story?
Well, one time we were here in Denmark, actually. We were casting an event, and me and James, we had finished work. We were back at the hotel. I was hanging out with James on the balcony. It's like 8 in the morning, you know, we're doing night shifts. But we had to go have breakfast, you know? Me and James just chilling. I decide to leave. I'm like, Banks, I'll catch you in a little bit, all right, man? Peace out. I walk inside. I close the door behind me because it's cold outside, and I walk off.
Naturally.
45, 50 minutes later, we're down at the breakfast buffet like, damn, man, where is James? He said he was coming right down.
Waiting for him the whole time.
Suddenly, James walks in the room. I have never seen James Banks that pissed off.
I thought he was red because he was cold.
He looks at me and goes, you're an asshole. What? What, James? What did I do? Well, when I walked inside, it turns out I closed the door and locked it. James Banks had to scream for help to somebody across the road to come tell the hotel that he was locked outside for 45
another building.
minutes.
He had to yell at a woman in another building on another balcony to help.
Oi, bro, I'm locked out here.
Yeah.
Vinny, he's holding, and Honda is successful. He's got himself 2 kills with utility, 3 kills, 4 kills, looking for the ace. He does it again.
What?
He's like, is it always this easy?
Dude, what is going on? What? 2 aces? Oh, I mean, wait, what? I mean, I don't care that it's... I mean... Plus, like, lots of util damage here. I mean, it is just the anti-eco ace. Like, come on, what is going on? How can you just get another ace like that easily? He doesn't even know how to react. He's already out of reactions.
He is aced in 50% of the rounds he has played.
If he didn't get that deagle ace, Art would have got up out of his chair. He was out of reactions too.
Sure. Well, Vinny kicks this one off quick. We get G2 back in with a buy. Obviously way more capable in this one, or at least they're supposed to be. Down to the 5v3 immediately. And they already have no response. Lackluster utility here for G2. Single frag, or excuse me, flash, and a smoke. But Amanex got a little bit of an opening. That's the one saving grace. He has an open route here towards Arch. Nobody keeping him locked in. And kennyS picks up the headshot towards the B site.
Yeah, one thing to watch for. Okay, let's see if Art decides to go for the reaggression. With Amanex lurk in play, Art's actually falling back and watching this. He's gotten to a great spot. I mean, Amanex really just gonna have to hard clear this. And we'll see if he will. But this will be the important kill. And he actually does after taking a spot of damage. This leaves Art in a tricky position. He's going to have to decide where he'll get the first free peek from, but Amanex does not wrap.
So does Art stay alive? Just make sure his teammates can come in with the retake. Oh, he hits that flick. But 1 HP makes the difference, and Amanex stays standing. kennyS, well, he stays tucked behind these boxes, hearing them walk in. We've got G2 supposed to be back on the board, and kscreato, I may think he concedes. Goes for the jump up, hoping for the frag grenade, knowing that Amanex low here, but I mean, there is still time to play this. He does have the kit, but as it dwindles, he decides to walk away.
Too difficult to try to pry that one open with the crossfire going on between site and CT spawn. an off shot that would have made the whole difference, right? Almanac dying there, kscreato alive. That would have been a 2v1 in favor of FURIA, but it ends up Art gets a bit unlucky, hits this insane flick, but into the legs of Almanac. But you have to also give credit to Almanac, the fact that he hard cleared the tree position and then also got into a good spot to watch for Art, right? He wasn't sitting in a standard spot in the coffins. He was up on top just in case that was cleared. That's a crazy shot from the Galil. But yeah, it is really just about this play right here.
And this one too, man, surviving with a single point of health. You know, that would have been a gnarly flick shot from Art.
For sure. Yeah. It's hard to really like figure out what the fairest way to characterize it. You know, is it Almanac's great play? Is it Art unlucky? Both seem pretty fair. Like
a mix.
Yeah, it was a very nice shot, just didn't result in the kill. 1 HP. It's gonna happen sometimes. That's the real question, is just like how did the round fall apart from that point? There's some really good cohesion from G2, and Almanac is such a honestly a fantastic lurker. He does it in such a way that we don't really talk about him as a lurker, right? Which is always a great sign. Anybody whose name tag immediately screams lurker to you almost has like run their playstyle stale. But Almanac is a player who stays versatile enough that he has rounds where he entries on T side, but then in the very same half will also be a hard lurk, and sometimes you won't be able to expect it. Very good awareness from Almanac in that way, and I think that's what made him just a bit more untouchable than Jax. In terms of stats, they were fluctuating a lot, so it was hard to say who was adding more. But Almanac, just too much versatility on the T side. He's one of those players who stats are going to be really hard to define him. I'd say there's certain roles that like it's a bit more clear you should have like these kinds of like levels of, you know, damage or kills. But with Almanac, there's a lot more value in just like what he does for the team in terms of his positioning. I
think Almanac also has an incredibly high skill ceiling. The first event that niko plays with G2, we see Almanac's individual form hit like a near year high.
He looked better than niko, yeah, at that event.
And then it tapered off, as you know. I think it fell back towards our expectations. You know, we're not looking at Almanac to hard carry this team. There's a lot of talent on G2, and he doesn't need to. He shouldn't have to, rather. But we know that that's in their back pocket.
I'd like to know if the background on Art's computer was a Honda. That'd be great to know. I wonder if it was a plant. He did it on purpose.
He's been inspired, right? They called him, you know, or rather they said, Honda is supposed to be an Art 2.0.
Yeah. Was that Art who said that? Or was that Honda who said he wanted to be? I'll look.
I believe it was Art.
Okay.
It'd be quite confident of Honda to be like, yeah, I'm basically Art 2.0.
Yeah. Says it right beside him while he's in the room. Yeah, so Art said Honda will be kind of an Art 2.0. Yeah, that doesn't seem like actually a great idea. Like, I think Maniac said it, I mean, just to be blunt, like if you're, you know, there's barely enough room for Art. Asking for a souped up Art, a VTech Art to come through to add on. Okay, so the highest kill half, so there's 2 recorded games on HLTV with the Daytona Pound, I believe is the team that he plays on. And apparently it's the same team that VSM came up on as well, which is cool. But I looked at his highest kill half, which is a 19 kill half on Mirage T side. And we're kind of already off to a better start versus a better team than he's ever played in his life. So,
yeah.
I mean, he's got 2 aces and I think 4 rounds.
You know, and that's the wild part again. We're not talking about somebody who's like just completely wrecked face and turned heads in FPL on his own and waited for a big deal and signed into a massive team like, let's say, ropz. You know, I think expectations with ropz were already way higher. Honda's a completely unknown entity here, essentially.
Yeah. Like
exactly.
in
Internationally,
North
America. Sure. Yeah. But God, man, with a Deagle 4K like that into the Mag 7 ace.
Yeah.
I like the fact that the big play was over with the Deag, and we just get the Mag 7 icing on the cake.
Sure.
You know, the BM finish. And then he comes into this one, gets a kill with 2 different pieces of utility into the triple MP9 frag.
Yeah, this one's less about the eco and just being able to say you ace twice and a half versus G2 in your first game at $1 million tournament. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Gotta be feeling good about that.
Like, yes, I am Art 2.0.
Unfortunately, he mutters under his breath. Unfortunately, we've got a little bit of a tech pause. Not exactly sure what's happening. Hopefully, it'll be solved soon.
Yeah, niko's switching out computers. Oh, it is. That is the desktop.
Is that from GTA or is that Counter-Strike map that this has been juxtaposed into?
That's looking like Grand Theft Auto.
Oh,
Looks like he's over on Grove Street.
Okay. You'll love that.
Playing with a trophy on his desk as well, just to remind himself.
Did he edit the background and put Honda in the picture, or was he already there? When we saw it the first time.
Yeah.
Did Art know the camera's coming around? He's sneaky. I mean,
He's sneaky, man.
probably,
Art's a sneaky guy.
Yeah, he could have planned that for sure.
So Vinny told me to watch him during the pistol.
Oh yeah, why?
Why? So we were doing a little content piece yesterday, and the gist of the content, no spoilers. You know, I'm kind of a skins expert. So I was showing Vinny around the options on the Glock, man. I was like, Vinny, you know, what's your Glock skin? You got to step your game up, buddy.
Okay.
And so I showed him some options, and you know, it's just all figurative. You know, we're not talking real skins. We're just figurative, right? And he loved the combination I made so much that he went home, bought it, put the stickers on it just the way I told him to, and then tweeted at me, told me to keep my eyes on him.
What? But so we'll see on the T-side pistol what that combination is.
It's a Glock.
But you know what it is.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Feel free to spoil it if you want.
Glock 18 nuclear reactor, lime green skulls, and then he slapped that Master Chief sticker right on it. I guess he's a Halo fan.
Okay, but you told him to put the Master Chief sticker?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the whole point of the segment.
Maybe he's just a scrawny fan.
Listen, man, there's some Counter-Strike pros.
I've never played Halo, but if you
Skins
told me to
game's
put a Master Chief skin on, or a sticker on, I'd do it.
Skins game's weak.
Yeah.
So he stepped it up a little. I appreciate the fact that he took my expertise, you know? I downloaded his config for that reason.
Yeah.
We're sharing ideas now.
One thing we're also watching here in Europe for this next stint to start the year off, is every time we come to Europe, there's a danger zone competition going on silently. Got on the one side, Rush and Sponge are queuing up for danger zone, and on the other side, you've got Joey and Connor just waiting for the moment that they get into a game with Rush and Sponge, and we were just on watch as they're all streaming, I think.
Yep.
And just not trying to Q snipe each other, but just ideally, you know, at one point maybe they run into each other, because they've all just been grinding out wins in this game mode that they're also just popularizing all on their own.
We're trying to, man.
Yeah.
We're starting a movement.
What's your guys' like movement name? Like, what's the hashtag for your movement?
I don't know. That'd be a good idea. We'll take ideas.
Okay.
I'm open to suggestions from the public.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to remember that the highest rank in Danger Zone is
hashtag ExoJumpAndes.
ExoJumpAndes. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Howling Alphas.
Howling Alphas
is the name of the top rank.
Sure.
Far cooler than Global Elite.
I love how they use that, even though that just became a contraband skin that had controversy because of like the art that was stolen, and just it was so good. Even the remake, they used it for the final rank of Danger Zone.
They just took it. They ran with it.
ExoJumpAndes, is that what?
ExoJumpAndes. Yeah, I think that's a good. So there's
is everyone gonna be cool with that?
Listen, there's multiple types of exo jumpers.
Yeah.
All right. There's different levels of Danger Zone players, and if you're using the exo jump, that is the most important thing. If you don't have exo jump, just stop playing.
So then you can bump mine without the exo jump?
Exactly.
Okay.
But then you just break your legs and die.
Okay.
So those are the exo jump Andes.
God.
The guys who throw the bump mine, fly straight up in the air, and then die on the way down like Kenny S in Pit.
I did that actually.
You did it. You absolutely did it.
For the only time I've ever played Danger Zone, I played with Joey. It was his highest kill game of all time, so I just want to take some credit for that as a teammate. But partly the reason that he got so many kills was because I died doing my first bump mine, just going like right up into the air and then landing and dying early. So he was able to just clean up because I left so many kills for him to get.
I mean, you're that kind of guy though. You're a hands-on approach when it comes to learning. We tried to teach Launders how to properly bump mine. We're like,
I was already in there.
You just got to jump, crouch, and he's yeah. No, Mo, you got to no, it's fine. Throws it on the ground, flies into the sky. Remember that you got to. Yeah, I'm fine, guy. And Mo Hunt's dead.
Yeah. Never played Danger Zone again, but I have been watching.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Did Nexa dye his hair?
I don't know. Seems like Niko has rejoined the server. I've got him here in the all chat. I see Honda readying up for the team. Look, they're already giving him the reins.
I don't want to run out of material during our first game.
Yeah, we're 5 rounds deep. What's going on? I've already told my James Banks story. We've talked about Danger Zone. Prius isn't here, so we're lacking half our content.
Sag. He's not here.
He's here in spirit.
Yeah.
He's still observing, of course. Don't be concerned, everybody.
Violently shaking his mouse, even though you can't see it in game.
He's just all the way back in California. Which means props to Prius's work ethic. I think he's starting his work day at like 2 in the morning, West Coast time.
Oh, true. I guess I'll have to just have his regular sleeping schedule.
Yeah. I've got 10 players in.
Sweet. You want to start with the game caster?
No, let's let it just stew a little longer.
Okay. G2, were they in a... I know they weren't in this room the last time, though, we watched them play. They were
G2
in their own... They were not on land.
No, sir.
Oh, awesome. So that's a bit of a change.
Yep.
They're all kind of in a studio setting.
We're
Maybe
back.
that'll take things up a notch. And here we are, back into the game. Prius, any nods to give us? Awesome. Glad to have you, Prius. Miss you, buddy.
Let's get right in. Thank you guys for your patience. Technical issues sorted. It's a fresh new PC. So niko should have nothing else to hold him back. Let's see if G2 can claw away this one-round lead. See if they can shut down Honda, who still has more kills than the rest of his team combined.
Yeah. Aggression down Banana. Yuurih with a kill. Got some response and nade damage, but Banana control taken. 5v4 early. Great start for FURIA already with a minute 20 on the clock. Couldn't ask for more, really. Oh. I'll say he is extremely fast. He missed that shot there, but I want to say there'll be shots like that that he'll grab. And whoa, king of the apartments, Yuurih. He's even looking for a little bit extra.
Oh, but niko's going to give good cover. Honda's been taken out of this. We've already seen G2 claw around back. They had no business winning. Could very well happen here again, but we do get that dodge back by Art. He's safely inside of the site. niko has to let off the gas ever so slightly. Don't forget, Kenny S only has 8 health.
They did scare him so much at the top of mid, but they didn't grab the bomb. So this would have actually been a great situation to go into B. They're going to use a little bit of utility here as well. The bomb gets collected, and niko will start to make some forward progress, which is great. The op is behind him as they rotate in, and it looks like the CT will be clean for now, and it'll just come down to time. Molly comes down to the back of quad. Art looking for the shot, finds it, no problem.
Nicely done. Ooh, and then he gets the headshot into Kenny S as well. So keeps 3 players up here for FURIA. They double the round count, 4-2 over G2, who will now be relegated back into either a save round or just some measly pistols. I see Deagles trickling in, but big plays from Yuurih here inside of the apartments, getting aggressive, falling back, and then looking for even more. But he died on that re-aggression from balcony. And that's where we saw G2 kind of slow things down and make it scary. But this shouldn't be scary with pistols.
Yeah. Of course, don't want to sleep on anything these days, but maybe you can turn it down just a notch. And don't want to die early for no reason. They'll throw some nades down Banana. And as long as they don't see presence, you know, why not take the little bit of free map control? And even just coming halfway down and spraying through the smoke means that the T's will be a bit more paranoid about clearing out the angles as they come up, can burn some time off the clock indirectly. Right to put down the pressure. Wait, everyone's gone no glasses. Everyone's pictures have no glasses on them, but they all did before, right?
LASIK must be 50% off.
Yeah, Honda's check still coming in. I swear they all had glasses except Vinny, but anyways.
Well, they do say hindsight's 20/20.
True, true.
Smoke down, no response. G2, they don't even have a flashbang, can't charge through this. They've just got to sit and wait.
No nades in play, but it's a quiet move to the top of Banana. You know, it's unlikely, but hey, there's a chance for maybe a plant with just 2 players here. No rotation coming in soon. Art on full notice, but not pulling out any grenades. Molly comes down, 20 seconds up. They'll have to make a decision, and FURIA have played back. So again, still only 2 here.
Perfectly timed flash right as the utility fades, and here we're gonna get that big charge. That one attempt here to get through this crossfire. It should just mow them down. It should chew them up. And sure enough, Vinny and Honda able to clear the board here. No time for the bomb plant. Amanek, he's gonna die after time,
that's
and
not good.
that's not good.
Honestly,
2.3K for the next one.
I will harp on that a little bit. I think even though it's just an eco, not a good sign to see them take. They're kind of baiting each other there, trying to get across the site with no nades. With the amount of time left over, they were actually just prioritizing getting the bomb down and then dying. Not really winning the round, not really getting kills. and they really looked like they were playing for themselves or just trying to get the kills, and that ended up running out the clock. So honestly, a little bit glad they got punished for that. That didn't look too good from the CT perspective. That looked way like there was too much respect there from their team. Don't want to see that.
Getting aggressive on Banana. Art finding one despite being blind. That was a 3 versus 3 at the top of Banana here. G2 trying to charge upwards. They've been consistently looking for that Banana aggression, but they've been coming out worse for wear.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, this would be an interesting stat to look at. How successful FURIA have been on Banana this game.
And that utility should take all the control away for them, or alternatively, force their feet forward. They do exactly that, taking to the corner, smoking off CT cross. And Art, well, he holds for now. Trying to find that perfect timing, creeping through.
Wow.
He gets Kenny off of the back of that setup, and then he goes in for second servings. Ridiculous play. Art's confidence boiling over, and Nexa reeling back. But there's Honda, peeking off of the CT cross, loses his head, and allows for that bomb to exit. There's still time for G2 to take this back.
They've got to make a decision. It's a bit weird. The CTs, I think they just want to watch the rotation, but try to play 2B based on how many times G2 have tried to end on that site. And here's where Almanac, I mean, he can really just, he can take the leash off, right? He can play for himself a bit. They need to make something happen. Yeah, I think these are the moments that Almanac really shines. So we'll see what kind of information he can gather. It looks like he has prodded the correct part of the map that's wide open at the moment. Yuurih's got his back turned, no eyes on Speedway. And now they just have to track down the fact that that one player's in the pit. But that might be obvious, considering they haven't seen anybody here. So we'll see what happens to kscreato. If he gets spotted from the guy on lane, the only problem is 10 seconds left.
Yeah, and the flash just missed the mark. He can hold off this bomb. As long as he denies that, there's no chance. Almanac would have to plant here and now, and he's missed that mark.
Time.
No, not again. Don't you die.
They got to be worried. Oh, okay, he gets back into the site. Oh my God, it comes close.
6-2.
6-2. At least he dies with the AK too.
Yeah.
That was high likelihood he dies with nothing. Another early success story, and all 3 kills for Art. One at the top of Banana by the half wall, and another 2 as he keeps coming out with his fishing rod and catching them. That was pretty nuts.
Don't eat that, Kenny.
It's either a sweater lace or something. He's got
Yeah. That's Vinny Shark.
That was a Vinny moment right there. Yeah, they made him a hot dog. Was that because of your casting moment?
I don't know, man.
Because a Brazilian hot dog?
Who said that?
You did.
When?
At the most important moment of a tournament.
Couldn't have been.
Called them Brazilian hot dogs. And they slammed Vinny in a hot dog for the memes. That'd be great to know. I don't know if that was because of...
I love that Vinny bald cap picture. That's my favorite Vinny photo. That's the best
Or
one.
it just looks like Xavier.
Yeah, bald Vinny. Okay, we got a little bit of a hesitant exit from spawn here for G2, doubling back, picking up some bells and whistles, some tidbits of utility, but it is just that AK saved by Almanac last round. Vinny wastes no time taking to the logs. He's got a smoke grenade to throw down.
Why'd you say it like that?
Logs.
Oh, man. We got to have something new happen here for G2. They're looking to bracket control.
Archman.
With their mix buy. I mean,
2 rounds, Almanac's found that timing.
Yeah, it's true.
So they're sniffing it out.
Maybe they want to leave it. They're trying to leave it untested so that in the future he can go and grab it. But they're not successful beyond that. So they really need to, try to keep it fresh. And you never want to get it fresh too late because it becomes obvious. So we'll see if they're feeling okay about this right now. But look at the amount of attention they've got from the CTs on the archway.
Trying to pound some shots through. Quick little AUG headshot here from Vinny.
Yeah. I think the CT's going to go comfortable, but a really big kill off the balcony.
Remember, that is the only AK in play for G2. kscreato starts to swing aside, and he denies the possibility of a bomb plant. Honda dies elsewhere. Almanac comes in with another crucial kill, and Kenny S, off of the Tech 9, takes a double kill. G2, 1 AK in the equation, and yet they solve the problem. They're still at half of the round count, 6-3 to the scoreboard, but still, they've got FURIA in an awkward economic spot.
Yeah, I don't think G2 are playing that well right now, but I think they'd be willing to forget about these past few rounds. They got this lucky one with a couple of very good entries, great shots by Kenny S, And now, hopefully, we can turn that into a nice strategic victory with good timings and trades and a bit more efficiency. Because even what we heard from Nexa is he said, half jokingly, half not to Freya, that one of the highlights of his team is the headshots. It really is. The amount of firepower that they have is something that needs to be talked about. And they can't just be getting outdueled and running out of time. That's just not a good look.
Well, if G2 can win a round with a single AK, I think Furia can win a round with a single op. And that's what Art was looking to do off of the start of this one. But then yuurih gets iced out inside of the apartments. We've got niko here on log boost. And Vinny just crouching underneath. But Honda's going to walk into it unsuspectingly. Frag grenade's going to be great to damage Vinny. And this is substantial damage going down on Banana to the favor of G2.
Yeah, a lot of damage for sure. Pure impact kills here from Almanac. Yeah, 6 and 6, but I mean, already can put a round to his name. Already seen some of his lurk plays just be so good for the team. Even on this round, a huge trade onto yuurih, who's basically just been like the evil landlord up in the apartments, handing out evictions with how solid he's been. One tap from the back alt for the trade. Allows G2 back into the round. So much pressure here on the op, but if G2 could see what we see, they wouldn't be going A.
Art's peeking around. They've had good pit smokes to cancel him out, and he drops the shot. That could have been his chance to take a player down, and then he gets kind of peeked between two positions. Look to predict that peek up from Almanac, but instead Nexus swings wide. Bomb plant in time. G2 good for a 4th round on the board.
It's kind of the moment where, okay, we talk about how good FURIA played in this half, but now it just comes down to numbers, and G2 can still totally make a respectable case of this in this first half, even if it comes off of a half-by win, or like that. Yeah, that AK Tech 9 mix. And here's the refrag. That looks really ridiculous from Almanac. Barely sees the top of yuurih's cap, and they just turn it into a round win. They play the numbers, they hit A, they do it in good time as well. Cause a save. Lots of players here with guns, four up, and FURIA will go back to the drawing board. I think they've been the strongest when they've had the most amount of money, which should sound like that's what's supposed to happen. Obviously, isn't always the case. Some teams, struggle to really utilize their utility to the maximum efficiency. FURIA have been doing a great job with it. Early round damage, opening kills on Banana. But, yeah, they falter a tiny bit when they're not supposed to the pistols.
Back in with a force. FURIA, AK, Mag 7, 3 upgraded pistols. At least decent utility. Kscreato the single kit. 5-man push on Banana. Or is it a push? No. Just there for the early frag grenades. Kenny S has to give up his angle. A little bit of a flubbed Molotov.
Yeah. Well, this makes a lot of sense. They push for Hall's control really quickly. CTs rotate hard. It really comes down to if they're going to read this as a fake or not. It's always a gamble. But FURIA, they were deliberate with this plan. Let's do tons of presence Banana, rotate hard. Either way, it's a total gamble.
Last frag grenade here in the hands of Art. Misses the mark.
They're going to go into it, looks like.
Well, this is what FURIA were hoping for. FURIA still hanging on to 3 smoke grenades as they chuck the incendiary outwards.
Ooh. Smokes are like the perfect counter to G2 right now because of how close it's been with the clock.
Oh, and Vinny, perfect position here.
Yeah, this is a freebie, really.
Flash comes in for niko, but he gets taken down. Vinny doubling up, and with 12 HP, looks to walk back, but he sits instead, crouches down, hunkers in position, and now they're going to start wrapping onto the A site. 20 seconds to make this work. More utility coming out from G2. Remember, FURIA, 3 players in position. Molotov towards the pit. They take yuurih off of the site, and that's all they technically need. Bomb plant beyond the boxes. Nothing that these pit players can do about it. And Hunter still gives that overwatch. But they're waiting for their 3rd player to get into position. That's Art coming all the way around for Banana, right into the scope of Kenny S. The pit player's now fired off. His position now known. Kscreato 1v3 with the Deeg. and he's got 2 players still to take down. They're going to give him nothing else. Going to force his feet forward, and he hits the second shot. It is only Hunter behind the column with the final frag in the 1v1 and a 5th round for G2.
Yeah, he had the inkling right there. He had the right idea that peak was coming next, and he almost was able to put together the kill. But a good recovery. Vinny, I think he feels like he can't fall back here because, you know, someone can turn the corner at any moment. Of course, we see that there's enough time for him to get away, but he doesn't know that, so he tries to make the confident play. I totally respect it. The 2 kills, still a really good shot for his team, especially to get some extra damage in. And he's already down to 12 HP as a rotator. It's like, you know, is that even going to necessarily allow you to have even more impact? Hard to say. But they don't pull it back completely, and G2 come crawling closer.
Oh, Art, though, just sticks that barrel to the side of niko's head.
Unfortunate.
AK gets blown back into the control of G2, but they're going to force the issue. Charging into Nexa, kennyS gives cover. They've seen all this heavy presence. They're already feeling out the top of A site, so they don't want to rush into another stack, but there's nobody over there. G2 move that bomb in quick as can be, and they'll find themselves tied at 6.
He was so close. Sometimes I feel like you get cheated a bit with E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you got butterfingers.
I feel like our arms are actually longer than CSGO makes it feel like. And sometimes it feels like you can reach for things, sometimes you can't. I know they fixed the nade bug, the nade on the guns, but extend the arms a little bit, I feel like. All right, clean round for G2 as we close out the half. 3 rounds to go. Who knows who's going to win them? Connor, what is going to be the final half score?
What is the final half score? I'm going to say 8-7, split down the middle.
For who?
FURIA.
Okay. But you didn't know before you said that?
Nope.
Okay. No, I don't know what the half score is going to be anyway, so I respect the guess.
Maybe worth stating, 10 kills for Honda in the opening 4 rounds. Now at 13. 13 rounds.
Yeah.
Got a little excited.
The 2 aces were nice. Honestly, yeah, I think economy has played a huge factor in the rest of these rounds, though.
Agreed.
Because the way the G2 won their 1 round and then FURIA's money from there on as they lost a few, it wasn't always perfect, but that's, of course, because of their own buying decisions as well, as one unfortunate situation. But here's where we land. 5v4, 6-6. Another good start here for FURIA. And it hasn't been a huge problem dropping rounds where they have player advantage, but I think there's still enough room here for G2 to make this viable.
We've got Art locked into this close position. Again, swinging the off, but combat offing. It's what he does best. Nexa takes the head off kscreato. Art looks to evacuate, but he sticks around, decides to go for another kill, and that one costs him. Back into the even 3v3. Nexa low HP, and just a bit of spam will do the trick, but Vinny opts not to pull the trigger. Nexa now dead. We've got niko over by Nubox. kennyS walking into the banana man. Honda finds the headshot, and it's all on niko. Tapping back towards that CT spawn. He peeks out to his demise as yuurih has FURIA arrive on 7 with still 2 rounds to play.
Just can't win the duel. That was a nice play to come over top of the sandbags with that smoke down that was thrown defensively from Art to try to get away. And as they were spamming wildly, he saw an opportunity to try to get a kill off the corner of it. If Nexa hadn't jumped over the sandbags to trade him out, he would have been able to miss that shot and leave. So it came very close, and his teammate, his friendly rotator who came in so quickly, couldn't get a kill either. So definitely an awkward situation with a good opening kill. And it helped again to have the landlord, yuurih, lock it down in the apartments.
He turned off the heat and kept the deposit. I think that frag grenade as well really screws over kennyS because Honda basically walks into his teammate's utility, but guarantees he gets the frag as Kenny looked to turn back.
Yeah, I like the idea. You can skip a lot of the work if you just wait the bottom banana. If you don't think they're playing logs or close right, throw your window flash and then take all the way to the top of banana. If you think it's going to be something like a 4-1 setup, someone at the top of banana, you can skip all of the BS and just skip to the top of banana and get to the site without them throwing late mollies, retaking late, and not really be telegraphed as easily. Just try to flash the opera car or whatever. So I personally really like the approach from G2, but yeah, it does come down to the trades a little bit, and they can't find them once they get to the site.
eating some flashbangs here towards alt mid. Art gets aggressive, and Aminek's going to catch him. Easy 5v4 here for G2. Let's see if they can tie up at 7 rounds off of it.
Yeah, instantly thinking about going. I don't know if they were going towards halls. I think this would have been an interesting time to try to do that with the late push from Art. But you've got G2 sitting and waiting for anything like this. FURIA are getting some info over on banana. Double pit setup. Arch wide open. It'll be hard to read. You know, we've seen Honda there. We've seen Vinny there. They don't necessarily know that Arch is going to be open. But it's a gamble later on. So G2 waiting patiently, but the CTs are just going to make their way over towards A. You know, 4 to 5 down and don't want to try to retake or risk it taking banana control. Let's see if G2 go right into their trap. Looks like not. They've got the right read. Everything's clear.
And off of those flashes, they're not going to let off at this tempo.
Yeah. See, there's the fast flashes, skipping everything, not Molotoving things out and slowing yourself down, moving right into the site. You love this execution. It's a total dry run. There's not an enemy in place, but it's still the correct execute to get there the fastest to make sure there's not even room to go for the retake.
Yep.
Complete outcall here from G2 as they put the bomb down and the round without any casualties.
And obviously FURIA, the benefit of having not a single player on the B site is they move these 4 weapons forward. So we'll still have both teams on a decent buy for the 15th round.
It's definitely an underrated double benefit to saving or to overstacking in 4v5 or 3v5 situations. Just picking a site and committing to it. High odds on the site they go to. A full save for the CT side on those 3 or 4 players. If they don't go to your site, no one's at risk in the site hold or trying to save. So it's definitely a good thing to do. Definitely a great risk to take. But here it is. Art taking the first risk of the round for FURIA, getting shut down, pushing out the back of halls. I don't know who threw that smoke or where it was supposed to go. But that was a curious one.
Not sure either.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a weird one. That's the kind of smoke that makes me watch apartments.
Right.
Even if my teammate threw it.
Yeah.
You know, it's an anomaly.
Yeah.
It's like a big question mark on the map.
That's like lighting yourself on fire running into the street. Like everyone's obviously going to stare at you.
Yeah, that's how you get attention nowadays.
If Maniac was drinking a glass of water, he'd just continue drinking it though. Yeah, he wouldn't help. So we know.
That was the only death of the last round as well, remember? 9 players walk away with their lives in the 14th. And we slowly shift our attention into the 15th. So somebody is going to have an 8-7 lead at the end of this one, but who takes it with both teams on a bye? Only op is that of Art.
Oh, they've got the nades they need. Art peak coming up. Ooh, but yeah, that's a pit play to call it out. Oh my goodness. kscreato trades back with an HE, and Aminek might catch a bad timing here. Yes. Hondo will be able to swing and swing out.
yuurih sticks it. Oh, then they turn their attention. yuurih, 3 kills to close the half, and FURIA succeeds with at least the 1-round lead. But Simple, nice trip quad. Simple's already into the equation, striking them down from the heavens.
It's a big gift right now. Strong kill for Rush to begin with, and a good follow-up. Headshot is dead.
As we've seen, shifted it up nicely. This one they decide to just run right in.
And Arc could do so much damage. The smoke goes down and Arc goes out. More shots delivered.
The element of surprise, maybe being
just into that corner, pushed all the time. He's gonna get more.
Charge and maybe it's first. Keep falling into trouble whenever they pick it up.
And he is focused forward, gets the first kill, and the second. Tries to dodge, zywoo's right on top of him. Ropz in the windowsill.
So Junior's looking for a team. Said LFTRT appreciated. You want to help Junior find a new team. Of course, in jest, following the incredible Deagle Ace, Deagle 4K.
As if the shoes weren't big enough, as if the pressure wasn't high enough for Junior.
Yeah.
Honda steps in and does that.
Hey, Junior could do it too. He could.
That's a fact.
He got a 5-shot off ace on Dust too. We'll never forget that. 2020. Big year for Junior as well.
2020, never forget. But let's set our eyes on this second half instead. Very quick pace being played by FURIA. Yuurih leads the charge into the apartments. We've got 5 players in there. Kenny S comes back from Balk, able to get himself an answer, but he's been gushed down to 3 HP. It's Hunter's headshot and kscreato's nade. That's Vinny's new Glock.
Oh.
And the 3v3 ensues.
There you have it. Well, twistzz, they gonna push? Or are we gonna sit? It looks like we're gonna get tucked in the site.
Ooh, I was gonna say kscreato, he was leaving a chance for the walkout on balcony, and that could just start unraveling the bomb site itself. Flash banked off the door. Niko, molly to the floor. Art hitting headshots, but not quite taking the... Oh, kill! A single point of health for Niko. Vinny's able to answer here from inside of the site, and that long-distance Glock gives FURIA a second pistol.
Oh, on the Glock. Hey, whoa, what was that sticker?
That's the Master Chief, baby.
Oh, it's the Spooderman Master Chief.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Actually, great shout there.
Thank you.
Nice couple of kills from Vinny. If you missed it, this is the skin that Connor recommended Vinny get. Vinny said, look at my skin when we get to the T-side pistol.
Lounging. Damn, Vinny, is it really that easy?
Surely that's for wiping off sweat, right? You okay, Pre?
He was trying to show the gun on his belt.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and then Vinny took it out.
And then he went and just hit the VTEC, drove up all...
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Kenny S. Gotta be cautious. See if FURIA can find those double digits or whether G2's force buy pans out. But they've already moved their players from the A site back into library. So, I mean, playing from balcony, playing from A short, that's definitely going to give them a bomb plant at the very least. If they bring bomb from spawn.
Such an important part of the round, right? You get the bomb. See if that comes through. Yuurih, opening kill.
Art's just jumping around with a MAC-10.
Keep it going. Well, they're going to try to crush this.
Ooh, there's 3 players in the way.
Yeah, this trio of CTs over on the top of Banana. I mean, they're coming in for it. Doesn't look like there's going to be any weird kills coming out, but with 1 player spotted, another one not. Who knows what happens with the CTs? They don't find the last one just yet. And Hunter will at least get a kill. Drops the bomb as well, but only to turn his back to Vinny, who has the AK and die.
DJ, I am just so sorry that you had to try and figure out what was happening there, man.
Yeah, that was
jumping
like some
MAC-10s
stuff.
all around the corners. We had a late banana peek from the bottom of mid. That was a wild round. That's a special type of CS, but it is enough to, of course, dismantle that force buy from G2, give FURIA their 10th. Little 3-round lead here at the T side of their map pick.
G2 aren't having fun. They're
No.
I mean, they just lost the round, so we'll see. But there haven't been too many smiles today. Everybody just riding off their big wins.
Double peek with pistols. Molotov kind of forces the feet forward. kennyS lingers a little longer. Vinny viciously eviscerates him. And, well, Nexa falls back ever so slightly. They still have a bit of a crossfire, but Nexa actually falls so far back that now amanek is on his own. 2 guys on short side, 5 players in position here for FURIA. And then they go silently walking all the closer. 2 CTs get spotted, 1 frag gets traded back, but that is all they'll have, G2. FURIA find an 11th.
Done a good job of focusing kills into the Mac-10s, and this will be a plant here for FURIA. No chance for the retake. And niko would love to try to find a gun, so maybe he'll just go for a duel. Looks like a small standoff here. kscreato and niko. And kscreato will try to get the hell out of there. He says, no, you're too nuts. I'll let somebody else handle this. Yeah, 11 rounds, and we look back on the history of these 2 teams. And one thing that I call into question, especially with, you know, why, and part of the reason why I'm picking G2 to win this series, despite the score that we see here, is because Henny's rating versus, first of all, Henny's rating versus Tier 1 competition was insane in 2020. Even though it was only like 15, 16 maps, it was like a 1.14 to 1.16 rating, really, really strong. And I looked, because of that, I looked at G2 specifically, and on the 8 maps that they played at the end of the year only, he had a 1.17 rating versus G2, plus 34 plus versus G2, was a huge reason they were able to take their 1 series off versus G2, and even when they lost, also played well. Maybe the first or second best player on the team. So really, really big shoes to fill in that regard. If you're Honda or if you're Junior, Henny was no joke and didn't leave the team necessarily because of performance issues, just because he wants to play with his twin brother. But anyways, we're off to the next round. It'll be a 1-for-1 duel. Nexa has to get caught switching and between angles, trying to dodge. There's so many kills going down. But it looks like the CTs win banana and the round.
Yeah, wild antics here. Honda was looking to just run with that P90 straight into the B site. Maybe that's why he's Art 2.0. But alas, he gets what he deserves.
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, why not just continue to use Art like Art and just have him be the refragger or something?
kennyS takes the boost to the new box. Obviously, G2 sniffing down the mid lane. In case FURIA double back, but they're still making quite a ruckus here. Both their players on half health. Smoke soon to fade, and that's going to give Kenny the angle he needs. Vinny, gets spotted and dealt with swiftly. yuurih, looking for the answer, loses his head. 4 players alive for G2. Now only a 3-round lead for FURIA.
The nade protocols were great for G2. Lots of damage in before anybody got to the top banana, and by the time they turned the corner, we're in just great positions to do the rest of the remaining damage. And fell back into the site at the perfect time. So just a solid round beginning to end from G2. You'd love to see it. See if they got any more in the tank to come through and tie this up. But yeah, again, just to reiterate, Henny, first or second best player on the team versus G2 specifically. Huge reason why they were able to pull up their wins. And that's a lot to ask out of someone new, to just jump up to the Tier 1 level as well.
Ooh, Hunter, just not gonna waste any time, but oh, he eats that flash. yuurih, perfectly timed. Nexa, he's gonna go ahead and gun down Honda. Ooh. 2 kills on the response. That looked like some risky business for G2, but business is good. They profit. Man advantage, the minute 20 mark.
Wow. It was such a critical second frag, right? Denying the refrag at top mid there means graphic control, like info on the setup, all the forward progress of the T side. That was their 1 out to get back into the round quickly. And now look what happens. Everyone from G2 turtles up completely. They're happy to play a man advantage, nice and slow and far back. I think one thing about G2 is that we know they'll do this. So at least FURIA can kind of speed up through getting through some of the angles, top bracket, wrapping arch if they want to do that. But it doesn't mean that the round's going to be easy. Again, they're such strong fraggers across all 5 players. And when they get into a passive setup with a player advantage, this can sometimes be their strongest position.
Shots fired from the apartments, so that's going to give confirmation over. Molly at the feet of amanek. Ooh, and he's caught inside of it. Down to 39 HP. yuurih's head barely spotted. kennyS going to keep his eyes focused in the wall, just trying to dodge flashbangs, trying to dodge damage and danger, as FURIA have managed to walk their way into the bomb site. Amanek still looking for his play, but yuurih slays him. And niko, close smoke from arch side. Very little time to spare. Bomb's going to be planted. KennyS can't get into the equation, and now they know exactly where he's at. niko looks to wide swing. Art misses his shot, loses his head. And kscreato, relegated to the backside of this site, is just pinned into the corner. Molly spreading at his feet, but what a distraction! yuurih trying to come in all the while, doesn't get himself anything more than one.
Oof, clinical refrag from niko on Art. After that missed shot, it wasn't the easiest shot in the world, and you have to say, like, Art getting punished there is actually pretty insane. niko barely saw him, took his head off the first bullet. It's actually very, very impressive. I mean, I wouldn't chalk that up so much as to a mistake by Art. I think versus most players who would have got away safely. But of course, him missing there, niko punishing is everything for the retake. And here's the first sequence of kills. Again, to highlight just how good they are on an individual level. Such a great shot by niko. Great couple of kills from Nexa to start of the round. And again, total turtle in the last few moments, but that's because they had the ability to do that. Yes, Amanek goes up and tries to make some creative play on top of the hay bales, but he's still got a teammate in pit, still got rotators coming in, and they know that it's the A site being taken.
Hunter's incredibly close to this. Really fast pace being set by FURIA. They are all in on the A play. Met by utility, however. 2 CTs closer towards the site, and a double setup here on Arch. That fast rotate trying to get in line. They're met by a smoke. Amanek's blinded. Hunter inside of the site, only good for the one. But Amanek, well, he's got little pit under his feet. He sees the T jump back into the apps. A flash comes out. Amanek, easy pickup as yuurih goes over, hurdles him, and hurts his team's chances of picking up this 12th round. We've got 3 players from G2 over on Arch side. Deagle man down. niko gets the headshot. Vinny, despite being blind, able to find that answer. And niko just tapping away his opponents here. KennyS gonna get that confirmation. kscreato with a bit of damage. It's Kenny down to a quarter. But this just retake from one direction. You can see how concerned he was with a wraparound, but nobody else from G2 heading in that direction. It was all from Arch, and it's all good for the CT side. They've got themselves a 10th.
They're not always right up in their face, but what they're doing such a good job of is controlling space. When they don't want someone to cross an angle, they're sitting there, they're waiting. niko's looking very clinical. Here are the shots that he's hitting. A lot of the times on these retakes, they're not moving much. They're just making sure that the T's can't get to certain places. Once they do cross that line, that's when the CTs are here to win their duels. And you do have to zoom in. You basically have to go nose to monitor to see how good niko is in some of these positions. But yeah, he just cleans up a couple of great kills. I mean, this is what you expect from him. That's why he costed so damn much.
Fast again.
FURIA gonna come up quick. KennyS, I guess, from a dodge flash, will be able to avoid his opponent, but they've already made so much progress.
Oh, but he still gets himself one. And he misses that quick flip. No teammates nearby. kscreato jumping Mac 10 headshot, but Launders, G2 have the bomb.
They do. Wow. And yeah, they got a player in halls to camp it.
niko called out on the side of the smoke.
He is, but he just needs to get away. I mean, not dying is pretty much his only prerogative, but he does.
And then Nexa seeing the tail end of Vinny.
This is all, it's the Vinny show now, right? It's whatever he can do from inside of the library. He's the only one with freedom of movement. He'll lose his duel to a very in-tune Nexa.
Hunter's coming out from balcony. yuurih sees him. The lesser weapon in that duel, but Amanek, a far more patient position, should pay off. Hunter going to apply the pressure on the other side. kscreato, yeah, kind of pulled in 2 directions, gets wrecked. And just like that, folks, we are tied 11 rounds apiece.
How'd that happen, actually? Because we saw KennyS fall back with the op. Who dropped the bomb? Was it Hunter?
I think it should have been Honda.
Honda, okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
sorry.
Honda was the front. No, Honda dies to Kenny on Arch.
Yeah.
Thinking,
Not sure.
calculating.
Maybe we can take a look. I'm not sure. Just want to know how that
right,
bomb.
we're back at Blast. We've got replays galore.
Just ask for
Who dropped the bomb in apartments?
production of like 8 angles on this.
It's Colonel Mustard with the pipe in the boiler.
Colonel Mustard?
Yeah, I'm just trying to talk about Clue. It's a Clue reference.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. What's that? Was that just angrily typing on the keyboard? Yeah, you know what's fun? I mean, I feel like actually like FURIA is not that impressive on T side. Is that a weird? Like it's like CT side where they're like the most astonishing in terms of how like diametrically opposed they are to every other team in the world. But on T side, I guess it's just less room for them to be that much more different. They do some cool stuff. They're totally good C sides, don't get me wrong, but I think harder for them to catch people as off guard sometimes. I think some of the plays that like Art does on Inferno on T side, he's not doing too many of them right now. Right now, it feels like there's a lot more pack focus with how they're trying to refrag, whether it's the top mid hits or the banana hits. And yeah, he doesn't necessarily all have to get a kill for them to be successful. It really is just about him creating space a lot of the time, but the refrag's not always there right now. And yeah, I think it's just about the focus at the moment for FURIA. Are they going to be thinking about the rounds they've lost, or how close they are to winning?
Turns out last round that Art decided to leave that bomb inside of Boiler. It was not a kill that left it there, Launders, but rather a decision.
Interesting.
And a trade frag comes in within the apartments, met by an incendiary, so that slows things down. Kenny S moves back closer towards the pit, jumps up onto the bicycle. But can him and his teammates work in tandem to hold this A site? Molly coming over, Kenny S with another kill. Crucially, from this pit, and Hunter, he shaves Vinny off of the play. Art just on the other side, also dying out to the M4 of Kenny, who swaps to the AK with Yuurih up and above. But that first labored spray, a little bit of time there, makes the difference. Gives G2 what is now a one-round lead.
Yeah, and they even have to they have to do less than they have been, just playing even more cautiously farther back, and FURIA just turning up the tempo, playing right into their hand. And yeah, they're just a little bit too comfortable here. Some of the nades that are coming out on T side are, you know, just fine, they're standard, but no refrags again. I just want to put it up to that. I'm not sure if they would say their executions have been good enough, but you can't guarantee everyone's going to be flashed on the A site because of the nature of the pillar, the nature of the pit. Some of the angles, you just have to hope someone's flashed or at least turned as you get out, and maybe they're just not feeling too clean about the way that they're coming out. Not exactly sure. It's probably something you'd have to ask them in an interview maybe afterwards. But for the meantime, the A play's not working out too well. Means I personally would like to see them stop banging their head into the wall a little bit with that. Think about trying to find opening kills early on. I think longer rounds would actually work quite well, since G2, they give up so much space very, very easily. That might be something they want to try. Also, focus on Arch in the same way that could have been used against them in the first half.
Sure.
Something to think about.
Ooh, not ready at all. Reloading.
Honda doesn't hear that, actually. Taking the Molotov.
Walks into the apartments, reloading. Art's able to get himself a kill towards B. Met by grenades in abundance. Niko solo calls for help. Two players from G2 start to scuttle their way over. Remember, it's that single AK for Art and a deep T smoke, but Niko double kill. Vinny inside the fire will be his third. And the fourth. Niko takes the headshot into Art. That single AK play not panning out, as G2 now lead by 2.
Pretty much the strongest angle in B. Probably the strongest player to hold it. Niko locks it down from the second oranges. And a very nice cherry on top of this last kill on Art. And signature swat from Niko to play inside of the B site. Probably one of the reasons they're avoiding him trying to go towards A. But it's not something that can leave completely off the table. So let's see where this round takes us for FURIA. After, what are we looking at here? A 7-round streak for G2. 6 in a row here. All on fire. I think honestly prerogative, try not to die for a little bit, see what the nade setups are going to be like for G2. Play it a little bit later into the round.
Sure.
And yeah, try to punish their passive setups later on. But the early rounds have just been so good for G2, I feel like.
Flash is coming out of Art here. He had a CT blind up close on that smoke, but just didn't peek beyond this corner. So getting into the nitty gritty here towards banana control in round 25. They're still going to walk all the closer. Niko's starting to fall back slightly. Flash comes over the side of it. And G2 concede the banana control. Launders, they give it up.
They did pretty well. I think this is a very even situation where FURIA, they take control of things, but they just take some damage in the process. I think G2, they showed enough face where they were clearly a little bit nervous about the remaining Ts and were correct about it, how many players are here. Now they're calling rotation over. I think this is very good calling from G2. It's not too passive. I think they did the right amount of stuff. They're making some reads as well. I think think they have the right idea, and they punish that top mid as well. That's the art lurker. That'll tell you too much.
Yep. niko playing on top of the fountain. Shots just zinging by. Vinny actually through the smoke takes him off. This Nexa also gets caught with a single kill, and Vinny, well, he gets the better of Hunter towards that CT spawn. The streak, the spree of all of these round wins seems to have come to a close. Oh!
Through the missiles.
Kenny S. with the laser beam.
That needs to be tried more often, because of course not that big. But he won't find out about that damage until he sees the VOD. This is a good round from FURIA, but I think not a bad round from G2, right? Like the G2 was a good early start. They played on the site, and we saw. Look at the kills on the mini-map. We had to have 3 people die, all in almost refraggable positions coming into B. They all just had slight misplays. A couple of bullets missed by niko, where he doesn't even get 1 kill holding the site. That's rare. Vinio dueling him. And then Kenny S awkwardly jumping up, I think, into a smoke and then dying. Or not Kenny S, somebody else. Hunter and Nexa both dying without kills. But if any of those players got kills, you would actually have a situation with a retake. If 2 of those players got kills, FURIA are pretty much out of the round. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything that G2 needs to necessarily change moving forward. Walk that one off. They still had such a strong comeback with a lot of money built up over those round wins. It's still on FURIA to prove that they are the better team in this half. They won't win every round that looks like that.
Facts. Just the nature of the utility we saw last round, I feel like that could have slipped away for G2 like this headshot does in yuurih. Amanek catching him jumping onto the balcony. And Kenny S gonna eat a flash here, almost caught out by what could have been Vinny's response frag. But instead he's afforded a chance to fall back. And there's a second kill coming through for G2. Amanek finding Honda on the exit of apartments. A desperate situation for FURIA now. 3 versus 5, 2 smokes and a flashbang. They're going to throw one on the front side of the site, but walk into the crossfire. Art still managing himself at least 1 kill. He's got a player back by Emo, but there's also niko here on oranges. And maybe FURIA don't see this. Sure enough, he catches one off guard, sprays into the face of kscreato. Vinny's going to catch niko off guard, though, with this deep peek. And now he's got time. This would have to be a miraculous 1v4, but Kenny S could give him the second. Inching into the peak, he hits it. The op shot for the 14th round. G2 lead by 2.
Yeah, nice hold. Everything went well. Nice kills from niko. What more can you say about that? And we've got a new landlord in town. It's Amanek. He sits up here, gets the kill in window room, falls back to the pit, punishes Honda, and then we have the follow-up kills from niko. CT side looking very strong here from G2. And again, I was personally very critical of their CT sides at the end of the last year. I felt like things changed a little bit in the wrong direction when niko joined the roster again. But then in their last series versus Astralis, even though they lost again, I consider that a reference match. I think they improved quite a lot on their CT side. I was looking forward to see where their Inferno goes into this year. This would also be a big win for them, considering the last 2 times they played against FURIA, 16-5 in favor of FURIA and 16-8 in favor of FURIA.
Absolutely.
This is already much closer. And in fact, winning for G2.
Kind of sets the tone for this best of 3 series as well. This was supposed to be the easy pickup for FURIA based on those last 2 map results.
Plus the hot start, really huge rounds from Honda. Atmosphere was probably amazing in those first few moments. As soon as they faltered a little bit, G2 got that round. That Tech 9 2K from Kenny S on Archway was no looking back.
The 8-7 half for FURIA was at one point a 6-2 lead. And after the second pistol and consequent conversions, they had that comfortable 11-7 here in this second half. Now look at the score, 12-14. And G2 with niko off the top of oranges in another 5v4, a favorable position. But niko, he walks into that smoke grenade, now pushes pressure onto Nexa, who of course delivers at least a little. He's got Hunter back in dark corner, so yuurih's attention completely turned. And kscreato, all that's left over has been spotted. A desperate situation indeed. A 15th inevitably to the favor of G2. 3 map points by the looks of it. Kenny S gonna conclude this 27th round. Let's see how long it takes G2 to close.
Yeah, it was just about how perfectly calm Nexa was there. That was so cool to watch. Chilling out at the quad, locking down 2. No refrag in sight, and FURIA up to the drawing board, of course. You know, starting to dawn on them that this is not going to be an easy game to win. Yes, 3 rounds difference, but the fact they only won 1 round in recent memory, one of what, 9? And on top of that, the 1 round they did win, honestly, I think they got a little bit lucky. They got some really nice entries, but at the same time, it was I would highlight the misplays from G2 more than how good FURIA played. So not a situation where I feel like FURIA are anywhere close to the better team this half. And I think it's very, very impressive to see how good G2 have had on the CT side, considering their last couple of performances versus FURIA. So let's see if they can close it out right here and now. Not much to work with for FURIA. Just running on fumes with the 3 Galils, low grenades, and Deagle on kscreato.
niko goes for a bit of a peek, sees nothing. Should have heard Vinny, however, coming at him from alt. Vinny getting frisky. Throws the Molotov forward. But it looks like maybe a banana challenge is in store. Kenny S up first. Nexa just behind him. If Kenny gets blinded, then expect Nexa to just swing wide, try and give him cover. Kenny's gonna miss that first shot, falls back. Nexa, couple bullets out. Smoke grenades exchanged and a Molotov in the mix. kscreato just runs right through, and Nexa's gonna punish him for it, going for even more. Now the bomb's been thrown forward, 2 more players presenting themselves, and niko comes in with that CT peek. This one is looking over. Vinny, only able to find himself the first. A 16-12 victory here for G2. A near impenetrable CT side. If it wasn't for that pistol and that 3-0 start in the second half, it is only 1 in 10 rounds after the fact